everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to everyone.
That's not my name today.
As we all figure out where we're sitting.
Nobody.
Welcome to my home. I'm Dr. Mark Hatala, and these are my wonderful students. And we are dressed up for Halloween, in case you are wondering. I'm dressed as Steve Jobs, and so I'm going to try to sell Apple products. I admire Steve Jobs. But perhaps we could go around and everybody could introduce themselves.
I'm Will, and I'm dressed as Clint Eastwood from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
I'm Zach, and I'm dressed as David S. Pumpkins.
I'm Annie, and I'm dressed as a pumpkin.
The pumpkins together.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and I'm a celestial witch.
Hi, I'm Maddy. I forgot to dress up today.
Outstanding. So, although we're talking about spooky topics in psychology, I thought it would be fun to shoot one where we talk about when we were most frightened. And so I will get us started by, because this could be, it's Halloween spooky, not spooky. I will forego stories about my divorce because that's a very frightening. And instead, so my father, when we were little, we used to play like war games or whatever, and we would hide in the house, and my dad would come find us. And my dad was he was wounded he was in the Second World War. He was in his 40s when he had me. My mom was in her 40s too, which actually begins to explain a lot. My dad was wounded 3 times. He had 3 Purple Hearts and he had 2 Bronze Stars. And so he'd been in a lot of combat. And so my dad, I'd never seen him frightened, and he was a scary kind of person in that way. So anyway, I heard him fighting with my brother in the next room, like where they were shooting their guns at each other. And I got so scared because I knew they'd both be coming to find me. And I was like, I'm in here, guys. I was just trying to, get them to come in so I could be. And then they didn't come in, and then that was terrifying to me. So, but yeah. But anyway, yeah, my dad has gone to glory, and my brother is, don't feel bad for my dad, though. He lived until he was 91, and he thought he was going to die in a ditch in France in 1944. So, it's a happy story. Who else would like to tell about when they've been most frightened?
I will
Annie,
go
please.
next. My family loves Halloween. We used to do our own haunted house and everything, so my dad gets into it. But that means he likes to buy a lot of creepy mannequins and just heads that maybe a beauty store would use. And he also likes to make his own scarecrows around this time of year. So this actually happened really recently when I went home for fall break. And he made one scarecrow that just kind of had a creepy mask that was white with black hair and whatever that was on the front porch. He had another one that had a pumpkin scary head on it, not as happy as this, but definitely more scary. And I remember it was in our side yard, and my mom posted pictures of it on Facebook and everything, and I was like, oh haha, my dad's getting into it again. I remember getting home that night and I was like, oh, it's gone. I was like, oh, maybe he put it around back or something, or maybe it's down by where the bonfire is because he likes to scare us. And I got home probably around 4, and I didn't go up in my room until maybe 10 o'clock at night. People were starting to go to bed, and I go up there and everything's fine. I was like, okay, I better start putting away all my summer clothes that I brought home and get my winter clothes starting to pack. And I opened my closet, it's a walk-in closet, and it's pitch dark, so I was like, okay, gotta turn on the light. And I turn on the light, and I'm in it, and I'm just face to face with this pumpkin man, and it's taller than me too. He builds it on this thing, and I just scream, and then my dad's just I see you found it.
So that is very frightening.
Yeah. I also scare really easily, so yeah.
Yeah.
So, you see,
please.
I don't scare very easily. This is not a challenge, friends, but...
Oh, yes. This is not a contest. This is just when we've been frightened.
But because I don't scare easily, I have a lot of people who have tried to scare me. And, I've had some jump scares like that before where people will, hide in closets and things. But, very few real-life things, resonate with me that I'll, remember years from now. But fantasy and like fiction, like movies, stories, things like that, those can really get me sometimes.
Sure.
Like, the best example that I have is when I was 10 years old, I was out to dinner with my family and we were in an Applebee's. And you know, Applebee's has the TVs. So on the TV, it was like spooky seasons. They were playing horror movies, and there was this horror movie coming out soon. It was called Mirrors. I don't know if any of you know this movie.
Well,
but
of
okay,
course.
so basically Mirrors is this movie where like it's this family and the mirrors in their house are haunted. So the reflection is sentient, and it starts to like first it's just independent, like it won't copy you. It'll just be its own thing, but it looks exactly like you. And then it starts to like try to make you copy it until you're the reflection, and it makes you kill yourself. And it was terrifying. But the thing is,
Did the
I saw-
Applebee's make it more frightening, do you think?
No, I don't think so. I was just, I was vulnerable and young and
Sure.
scared. So anywho, I saw literally 10 seconds of this commercial for this movie in the Applebee's, and for the next 8 years would not look in mirrors.
Wow.
Like if I had to go to the bathroom, I would like duck under the mirror so I could like get to the toilet, and like
Yeah.
I refused. I was so traumatized. I was like, I can't do this. I will never watch this movie. I will never look in a mirror again. I gotta be aware of the mirror people.
Well, shaving my head has made me afraid to look in the mirrors too. But I do enjoy it. Feels like a cat, and so I enjoy that aspect of it.
So I'd say you haven't seen it then?
I saw it for the first time last year, so it has come
Was
full
it
circle.
frightening or no?
It was not. And I
I was
think,
gonna say-
Years now.
well, yeah, I started looking in mirrors after about 6 years, so, you know.
Outstanding.
I'm like, because you haven't. Good job with that lipstick. Like, you got it right where it needed to go.
Hey, how about if you share with us your most frightening moment?
Okay, get ready to get scared. So, we're going to go back a whole 4 years ago to my freshman year of college. As you guys know, there are a lot of old houses around here that I'm like, maybe people died inside them. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, so it's like late in the evening, maybe even morning, you know, early
Sure.
in the morning. I'm not sure. We're working on homework, a couple of my friends and I, in one of my friends' houses, because I still lived in the dorms at the time, but we were at my friend's house. But she wasn't there. We just kind of like, that's where we all went and hung out, regardless if she was there. Like, that was just like the meeting spot.
That was the spot.
Yeah.
And like, this is an old house, and she has a dog, and the dog started looking out of her door and like growling like aggressively, just at like in the like hallway, and we're like, Zoe, come here, stop it. And like she like would not come. Like we like tried to like grab her and like pull her back in the room, and she like really like tried to like bite us, and we were like,
Wow.
this is like a little weird, like maybe we should go home. So we were like, yeah, we should probably go home. And so we like start to walk like through the hallway, and like it was me and another friend, and we both like at the exact same time like saw this like shadow like move like across something, and we were
boy.
like, hello.
No!
And just nothing, and like the dog is still like aggressively like growling in the direction
Yeah.
of like the shadow we saw. So we're like, it is time to go. Like we need to get out of here. Like we've seen some horror movies. Like once, like don't explore, just leave. Like get out.
Yes.
We get in her car, and I like shit you not. Excuse my language. I was the one driving because she was a little under the influence, and so I was like, we just need to get back to my door.
Yeah.
I'm in the car, and I like look in like the rear view mirror to like back out and like leave, and it looked like a little girl in the back seat, and I said, Carol, what's in your back seat? And she like looked in her rear view mirror, and she was like, what the hell? And we like both turned around, and then nothing was there.
That's a scary story.
And I just remember being like, I'll walk home. Like, I will walk. Like,
Wow.
it was terrifying.
Yeah, that is.
But
Oh, yeah.
But you made it home.
I
You're
made
here
it.
today.
Here I am. I might be possessed. I don't know.
Are you able to look into mirrors?
It depends what day. If it's a Saturday morning, probably not.
No. Fair enough. Who'd like to go next?
It's hard to beat, I know.
That's a tough topper, yeah.
I actually developed a fear of mirrors on my own for a few
Okay.
years. I'm free of it now, thank the Lord. I think probably the most scared I've ever been was twice equally because I have a prodigious lack of skill at driving.
Oh boy.
And I've never hurt anyone else with it, or myself.
Yeah.
Just a lot of metal. Yeah, right. Well, that's the all-consuming fear that grinds at me daily.
Oh boy.
On an hourly basis that I think about ceaselessly.
So if I just like ground some metal right now, you would like panic?
I'd literally die.
Oh man.
I'd just keel over. So that's my thing.
Oh, fair enough.
Alright.
Yeah, that's the fear.
So.
If you say gunfight because of the way you're dressed.
No. You would not be afraid of that, though. You kind of relish that, right?
Perhaps. But I'm sorry, well, go ahead.
No,
What
no.
were you most frightened
Maybe
of?
he's just afraid of, like, mediocrity.
That's true.
Oof. The true fear.
It's Doc Holliday dying in a hospital. He wants to die with his boots on the ground.
Is it? That's your most frightening?
No. So I'm afraid of the dentist. No.
Is this because you've seen Little Shop of Horrors?
No, it's not because that's because my uncle was my dentist, and that was a
Oh, no.
pretty scary thing. Yeah. So my uncle was my dentist, and the first time I ever went to the dentist, I had to, have a couple teeth pulled when I was like, 5 or whatever. And that obviously involved Novocaine. Now he's a little more old-fashioned, so it's not, comfortable at all.
Sure.
Not that Novocaine's ever comfortable, but he has his place out, older city. Just seems kind of outdated. Rougher. And when I was in 5th grade, I went in, and I think it was like my 3rd to last baby tooth, something like that. And he wanted to yank it. And he told me, he's like, oh, I'm not going to use Novocaine until I'm about ready to just pop out. Well, I look over, and he's got his little shot there, right? So I, as a 5th grader, might have jumped out of the chair and yanked the tooth out so I wouldn't have to,
Wow.
I yanked the tooth out, and problem became that baby tooth didn't have a permanent tooth in there.
Oh,
He didn't do an x-ray beforehand, so I'd have a fake tooth put in, because the baby tooth, didn't have a permanent tooth. That's
frightening and had
painful.
had horrible ramifications.
Yeah.
So, folks, please get the X-ray taken before you extract the tooth.
That's right.
Well, those are when we were most frightened. But we'd like to read in the comments when you've been most frightened. So please comment, subscribe, like this video, avoid mirrors, dentists, scraping metal, scarecrows hidden in closets, and children hiding in back seats, and playing war with your...
Not a child, a spirit.
A spirit.
It was an apparition. Maybe.
But have a happy Halloween, and thank you for watching our video.
Bye.
I'll admit I was high when it happened. But it's so real. It was so real.